Wait a second, Proudie doesn't upload on a Saturday. Yes, that is true, but only because we're coming to the end of the season with Burnley and I feel like we should get through all these videos because it's taken so long to get through this series and I just want to finish it finally. So despite not showing you any of the highlights, Brentford ended our unbeaten run of 6 games by beating us 1-0, so I've now lost them twice this season without scoring a single goal. And I think I figured out why I didn't actually win. It was because I was a fucking idiot. I know, what a surprise that is. So despite winning the last 2 games with a 4-2-4 formation, I reverted back to the 4-4-2 because we were away from home and it basically cost me the game. But we need to go back a few days because there are some things I need to catch up with. So Maradona was on absolute fire last month and he actually was only 3rd in Player of the Month. Then Thierry Henriquez won 2nd in Goal of the Month. But guess who won Manager of the Month? Wait, what? Dave Hockaday? Of course not. Oh, could someone call the doctor and tell him I have a case of splitting sides? But in all seriousness, how did I win Manager of the Month? I drew Wigan at home. We should have beaten those northern bastards. And I don't know why I'm saying northern, considering that Burnley are probably more northern than Wigan. So, Sordellinio's contract was running out at the end of the season. And I don't want to lose a multi-billion-pound player on a free transfer. So, obviously, I've given him a new 2-year deal. And Andy, the supporter spokesman, says that he recognises the calibre of the club when they're re-signing players like Sordellinio, who is one of the best players at the club. Thank you very much, Andy. Now climb out of Sordellinio's arse because there's not enough room for both of us. Oh, and also we actually won a trophy. Well, the under-21s won a trophy, but they won their league unbeaten. How on earth did they do that? Oh yeah, shit, it's because I weren't in charge. Oh, and also to rub salt into the wounds, Thomas Marlon is now banned for 2 games for accumulating 10 yellow cards. So now he's going to be out for the most important games of the run-in. And the first of those 2 games is away at QPR, who need to beat me to go top of the table. And I think if they beat me, I've got no chance of getting in that top 2 spot anyway. And because they're top of the table, I've decided not to adopt the 4-2-4 formation, which has done us so well over the last few weeks, and adopt a 4-4-1-1. So I'm hoping to not lose, and the plan has gone right out the window. So we lost, and now I've gone from potentially having an outside chance of breaking into the top 2 to having absolutely no fucking chance of making it. And up next is Middlesbrough at home, and they're another potential playoff hopeful, and it's another game we have to win because if we do lose, then my playoff hopes are seriously hanging by a thread. And when I mean seriously hanging by a thread, I mean we still have like another 2 games to secure playoff place. Oh, and to make matters worse, Gary Mackay-Steven is now out for 5 weeks. So we do revert back to the 4-2-4 formation, but Jason Shackle appears for what, like the 2nd time in this whole series. He comes into the fence in replace of Thomas Marlon, who is still banned. And obviously we have Ben Mee at left back, so we're not going to win this game. So Thierry Henriquez gives us the lead, but I have to admit that goalkeeper was a bit suspect. Does he have us on his accumulator? Actually, I don't know why he would, considering how shit we are. So we drew 1-1, and instead of storming over the finish line and, you know, securing a playoff place, we're choking and dying as we make it across. So the situation is now this. We are 5 points ahead of Cardiff, who are currently in 7th place in the Championship. And if we win our next game against Wolves and Cardiff lose, then we will secure a playoff place. If we end up losing and Cardiff win, then we just all pray. So we do play Wolves away, and it's a game we have to win considering that Wolves are just behind us on goal difference. And if we do lose, then I think this series isn't going to end well. And even if we win, I don't think this series is going to end well. So Alexander Kolarov and Thomas Marlon both return as we keep the 4-2-4 formation, which did us so well against Middlesbrough at home. So yeah, we're going to go straight in the game. I'm hopeful, but I'm not optimistic. He pops up time and time again, yet he never fails to amaze me. Thierry Henriquez gives us the lead away at Wolves in this important match. And it's Maradona, who's still on fire at the moment, who makes it 2-0 only minutes later. I think this could be the securing of our playoff place. Oh yeah, shout out to the 10 fans who paid about £50 a ticket to come and watch us play in this important match. I mean, you are the real MVPs, but everyone else can just fuck off. Oh, for fuck's sake, Kolarov's given away a penalty now, so clearly he's been spending too much time with Ben Mee. So, of course, we've conceded now, so we're probably going to lose the game. But it is Thierry Henriquez who regains our 2-goal lead, and that is how the game finished. Thank you very much, Wolves, and thank you very much, Championship, because we're getting out of this place. So I might as well summarise the events that happened between now and the playoffs. So, Leroy Fabregas injured himself for 5 weeks. Maradona was not tipped to win any of the awards at the end of the season. We then played Fulham at home and we managed to beat them 1-0 for a penalty. Chris Powell was spotted at Turf Moor and apparently he's after my job. Thierry Henriquez is now injured for 3 weeks and that is possibly the sign that I should hang myself. We then played Nottingham Forest to finish the season away from home and I played a very weak side. I then told the press that we should move on from this season because it's been an utter disaster. But that wasn't before we ended up beating Nottingham Forest 2-0, in which that Steven Neymar scored both of the goals. Oh yeah, and we also drew Wolves in the playoffs who we've just beaten, so I think we're going straight to the playoff final.